Oh. Camera's on.
During the first phase of the
Okay, this is what we didn't finish last time. 9.4. You were supposed to have read it last night, but if you didn't, you can just read it tonight. It's about the multiplication of a prokaryotic cell. Remember, the prokaryotes we're talking about the bacteria and the archaea. Very simple cells, very small. And all of those cells have a single chromosome in their nucleus, which they show at the top up here. You see that little thing that looks like a line? That's the chromosome. And it's actually a lot longer than that, and it's all folded up. But all prokaryotes have a single looped chromosome instead of a big, large number of chromosomes like our cells have. Our cells have 46 chromosomes, and they're like long lines. A prokaryotic cell has a single looped chromosome, just one chromosome. And so what they do is they copy the chromosome. Now there's 2 copies of it, and they kind of move one copy to one side and one copy to the other.
Of what?
Of side of the cell. And then they start to pinch inward. And then you have 2 new cells. And we call that process binary fission.
What part?
The division of
the whole process.
The whole process. It's called binary fission. And it's kind of like mitosis, just copying of a cell. But it's real fast. It doesn't take long. Some of the bacteria can make copies of themselves in just 8 minutes. E. coli is one that's real fast to reproduce. Have you ever heard of that, E. coli? It can do it in about 20 minutes.
That makes you real sick.
It can. It can get in your body and cause an infection, and it's a quick growing infection because it reproduces so fast. So you don't want to get an E. coli in your body if it's a disease-causing strain. Here's a little video kind of showing this happening. This is sped up, but it's still...
Bacteria reproduce very simply and rapidly by doubling their contents and splitting in 2. Just one bacterium, dividing every 20 minutes, could produce nearly 5,000 billion bacteria in one day.
But again,
That was weird.
That's one person.
No, that's 4 bacteria.
Bacteria reproduce very simply and rapidly by doubling their contents and splitting in 2. Just one bacterium, dividing every 20 minutes, could produce nearly 5,000 billion bacteria in one day.
what'd you say, Cole?
Do they just do it like that, like one after the other?
Yep.
What's the purpose of having so many?
Well, you have a better chance of surviving as a species if you have a big population.
So why don't they just do that and not stop?
They do, if they get enough food. It's exactly what they do. They get enough food, they start growing, and they multiply. And that's all. That's what they do.
How are we not overrun?
Yes.
I mean, what did they like?
But we're not overrun with them because they don't have food everywhere.
Do they die off?
Yeah, they die off if they're not fed. So, like you throw a sandwich though on the ground and let it sit there, bacteria will grow all over that thing. And you try and eat that thing later, and you'll get food poisoning. That's the bacteria get inside you.
Which is why you keep it refrigerated.
Which is why you don't eat sandwiches that have been laying around for a long time. You keep them refrigerated, and refrigeration slows the reproduction process. So they grow really slowly in a refrigerator. Or you put them in the freezer, and they don't grow at all in the freezer because they need liquid water. And if it's frozen, they won't be able to do anything.
You throw it in the oven, 350.
Throw it in the oven, and that kills them all. So you can take a sandwich that's been on the ground for a week and throw it in the oven and cook it real
How hot does it have to be?
Has to be at least 121 degrees Fahrenheit for 12 minutes or something to kill any known bacteria. Something like
Isn't
that.
it 350 for like food safety, like when they go around the
Yeah,
restaurants?
yeah, because you're not cooking it for as long. Yeah.
What about archaea?
No, I'm sorry, it's 121 Celsius, which is like it might be 300 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Archaea are the same way, they grow like crazy too.
Oh, but do they die like if you heat them up?
Yeah. Anything will die if you get it hot enough, because it denatures the proteins. Jessica, you getting any of this? What are you doing over there?
Sorry, just making sure I have a conclusion.
Okay, let's do that later. You can pay attention to this stuff. This stuff's not easy. Here it shows how the chromosome of a bacterium is compacted to fit inside the bacterium.
The circular chromosomal DNA of bacteria must be compacted about 1,000-fold to fit within a bacterial cell. Part of this compaction comes through the formation of loop domains, where segments of DNA are folded into loop-like structures that are held in place by DNA-binding proteins. The formation of loop domains compacts the DNA about 10-fold. Further compaction is accomplished through a process known as supercoiling. In this process, which is under the control of the enzymes DNA gyrase and topoisomerase 1, twists are introduced in the DNA molecule that cause it to compact by coiling onto itself. This is much like the process of coiling that you can observe by twisting a rubber band. DNA looping and supercoiling make the bacterial chromosome more compact so that it can fit within the nucleoid of the bacterial cell.
You get that? Oh, let's see what this is. That's just what we just watched. Just shows these things dividing. See what this is saying.
Hours or even days. During growth of the cell, streptococci and some other gram-positive cocci synthesize new cell walls in the septal region. Rod-shaped bacteria such as Escherichia coli, Salmonella, and Bacillus species synthesize new cell walls over the entire surface of the cell.
Yeah.
I thought only plants had cell walls.
Bacteria have cell walls too. And so do fungi. So, this is just showing cells reproducing, increases their surface area, allows cells to fill spaces. Like if you cut yourself, cells on the edges of the cut will multiply and fill in the cut region. And so, this process of mitosis is important. You know, a baby has not many cells, and the baby cells multiply and allows the baby to grow bigger till it gets to full size. Plants the same way. A little tree starts out as just a little seedling, and it grows and grows and grows. All of that multiplication is by mitosis. Yeah.
So does that mean if all of the cells in your body were cancerous, like every single last one, if they were all growing at the same time, would that
You keep growing?
would that still kill you?
Yeah, because when a cell becomes cancerous, it stops doing its job. So then you would have none of your cells doing any jobs.
Oh, I thought it just kept growing.
They usually stop functioning. It's not doing the work it's supposed to do.
Never mind.
With cancer, so they still take ATP and need oxygen, right? Things like that.
They usually just do the things they need to grow instead of so they are doing that. They're doing respiration and such. They also do a process called angiogenesis. Did y'all read about that? Which means that if you're a cancer cell, the cancer cells emit little chemicals that cause blood vessels to grow into the tumor. And so I think I have a video of that too.
Why do they do
They're
that?
like monsters.
Because they require they require nutrients, right? Maybe I don't have a video of that. Maybe it's
Cycle
this one.
G1.
So the body basically kills itself.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why it's so hard
Yeah.
to fix cancer, because
Wait, what about
it's your body killing itself.
Yeah, everything has cells. And it's not just humans that get cancer. Everything can get cancer. A tree can get cancer. Sometimes a tree will have a big lump on the side of it. You go, oh, there's a big lump on that tree. It could be a tree cancer.
But would that kill the tree?
Mm-hmm. Good.
Is it called mitosis if it's in the prokaryotic ones, or is it called something else?
Binary.
It's called binary fission when it's prokaryotes. It's called something else. Who said that?
Yeah.